What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up 440 on the day, and it has been a wild day. I started the day down 800, then I got it all back and I was up 600, then I came all the way back down to a loss of 100, and now I'm up 440. It's been an ugly day, and let's just go over the trades. The first one was PULM. This one I was kind of watching for the daily candle over candle, and out of the open, we were so close to it. As you can see here, it's about, let's see, 550 yesterday's high, and today's high was 538 right up in here. And we opened, and right as we're leading up into the open here, it's consolidating at a pretty high level over 520-ish. So I'm thinking, okay, out of the gates, this one's going to get a pop, and we're going to go over yesterday's high, and then next resistance would be 640. Well, that didn't happen. So I went long right out of the open, 9:30 and 3 seconds. I went long at 531, 3,000 shares, got a quick pop up, and then it came back down pretty hard. Popped right back up, and then came down really, really hard. So as it looked like it was just going to fall apart, I sold for a 10-cent loss. 3,000 shares, $300. Not too shabby managing my risk. I really thought at that point, we're going to go through the floor here. I was lucky to catch it on a bounce back up to get out. Well, of course, on this pop right here, as you can see, let's get in a little closer so we can see what's going on. All right, so we had a nice pop back up. Red to green move is what I was thinking we would do, and it teased us. It teased us. So I got back in at 535, and as soon as I did that, I mean, look at that. I basically top ticked this thing. It sold off hard, really hard. And this time I was like, screw it, I'm out. I'm not coming back to it. I sold right in here as it looked like it was just going to fall apart. And I got out 507. That's almost a 30-cent loss there. These two trades put me down 800 bucks on the day. And this is why if a trade doesn't work out how you thought it was, don't hold it forever thinking it's going to come back. You don't know if this company's going to do an offering. You don't know. Good news could come out. It could. It certainly could. But more times than not, you had a good trade laid out and it didn't work. And if your strategy didn't work, that means it wasn't a good strategy for this stock, this particular moment. Just cut it and move on. 9 times out of 10, that strategy might work, but that one time you've got to be able to cut a stock loose, even if it's a 27-cent loss on a stock. Because right now, if I would have held that thing, it would have been $1 loss. And look at where it's at now, 450. Yeah, I'd much rather be out 30 cents than $1 on 3,000 shares. So bad start to the day, but what can you do? Cut it, move on. So BNTC, this one I actually alerted on StockTwits. I said, watch for a move over yesterday's highs. And as you can see on this chart, you had a nice pop back here, consolidation. I think they had news, which sent it higher here. And then consolidation again. And, we're going to get that curl here. And today, as soon as it broke over, what is that, like 276-ish, the thing got some volume and took off. I mean, look at this. There's no volume for the first 5 minutes of the day. But as soon as it looked like it was going to go over 276, boom, volume came in and this thing just took off. So I was watching that and I played it. I went long 3,000 shares at 274 in anticipation of that break. We got the break. I sold half at 290 just to lock in some profits, just to make sure I got profits. And then the other half, we spiked up and I sold the other half at 315. And this thing ran all the way to 355. Pretty crazy run, but happy with that win for sure. I think I was up like $94 after that trade. I can't remember, but or maybe down 100. It definitely got me back in the driver's seat for sure. So BNTC was my next play. I just did really good on it, and this is the 1-minute chart. You kind of see this move up here, a red candle, a consolidation candle, and then I was going to play the next 1-minute candle to break the previous candle's high. All right, so move up, coming back down, and this one, as soon as it went over the previous candle's high, which is right here at 330, I was going to go long. And I did that. I saw the L2, volume started to come back in. I went long. I got filled at 328 and 3,000 shares. I thought I sold 2,000 shares at 343, but that's not exactly what happened. I sold 1,000 shares at 343 as soon as we got that pop there. And then as it was coming back down, I sold 1,000 shares at 335. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I still have 1,000 shares. I was not prepared for that. It started popping back up, and I actually got the last sale at 353. So almost got the top of this candle. It's luck. It's not skill that I got, almost the top of this candle. But a nice win for sure. And I think that brought me to 660 on the day, or 600-ish on the day. Very good trade. Just playing the 1 minute chart there after the first pop. Uh, Definitely nice to be green after I was down $800. So MYOS, this one just same thing as the last chart that we just played, BNTC. Candle over candle in the daily, and this thing just took off as soon as that happened. Um, so here we have on the 5 minute chart, massive run up. I didn't want to play this. I didn't want to hop in because you just never know where the top is. You wait for a pullback, and then I played the 5 minute candle over candle. As soon as it looked like it was going to go candle over candle, I went long. I got in at 484 in the anticipation. We're inside this candle right here. Anticipation of this break, which was 490. And let's see, multiple chat rooms actually play this today. Jason Bond picks, they got in on this one like in the 380s. Like they absolutely nailed this one. A link is down in the description down below for a link to Jason Bond picks. I am in that chat room as well. They nailed this one. And then Warrior Trading, they played this one up here, the 5 minute candle over candle. And I was too late to the party here, didn't want to chase it, but I definitely played this 5 minute setup here. Went long, 43, we broke 5, and I sold as we broke 5, 502. Nice win there for sure. So this is when kind of the wheels started to fall off on me. BNTC, I just killed BNTC and I wanted to play it again. So I was kind of hoping we would break this level here, the 36 level. We had break up, consolidation, and I wasn't really paying attention that this thing spiked down and then came back up. I mean, I thought that's kind of bullish. Got the next candle here going green and going high. I was really hoping if we could break 335, this thing would go high a day. And I kind of played into that. I went 3,000 shares at, where is it, 1010, somewhere in here. Got a quick pop up, spiked up, but then came right back down pretty darn hard. And unfortunately for me, I sold right here at the very bottom of this candle. I did not like the fact that we came up. It was looking like we were going to break 335 and then sold very, very hard all the way down here. I really thought we were going to break this low and keep going, but it popped right back up and it would have given me a better exit for sure. But regardless, it didn't go how I thought it was going to go. So I sold basically an 18-cent loss. Not the best trade for me for sure. I tried it again. After that we had this bounce back up here, I tried it again. Let's see, 1021 right in here. Thought we were gonna get the curl back up. Went 3,000 shares at 320. It just didn't work out for me. I got burned too many times, and I had to sell for another loss, 7-cent loss, 313. So I think I'm down at this moment in time, $100, which sucks because it was up 600, right? But I got burned too many times on this, but you never know. Sometimes you get burned and it pops right back up, and that's kind of what happened here a few times to me. Just did not have the pulse of the stock. NAKD, this one was starting to hit the low float high day scanner. This one just kind of, the daily, I thought we were going to get that candle over candle move that the previous charts were having and the move up, but instead we got the candle over candle and it didn't go anywhere. So that's kind of a bearish sign, but we were going candle over candle. I played that for 340, 1024, where are you at? Right here. We got the pop up. I really thought 350 was going to break, but as it was coming back down, I sold for a penny win, $30, blah, blah, blah. MYOS, this one was a 5-minute play, as you can see on the chart here. Move up, consolidation. The reason why we didn't play, the reason why this was a Warrior Trading Group play as well. We were all watching it in there. The reason why we played this one is because the consolidation here, you already had a 5-minute candle over candle and it really didn't go anywhere. But the reason why we were willing to play it again It's because it was consolidating here on the VWAP, the 9-minute, and the 20-minute. It all kind of caught up and consolidated here. So as we were going to go candle over candle, I went long 3,000 shares in the anticipation of that break. Volume started to come in, 457 inside this candle right here. And as soon as I did that, it popped up, 476, sold half. Looked like it was a heavy ceiling going on inside this candle, and I didn't like that. So I sold my other half at 475. And as soon as I sold, we broke through 5, went to 525, blah, blah, blah. But again, I got 3,000 shares, basically 20 cents back, put me back in the driver's seat for the day. TEVA, this one was another large cap loss. Bad news came out on it, and I went short. Let's see, 32.75 on the news. Where are we at? Right here, you can see the news come out. I was going for candle under candle, and it's just so stupid. I hate large caps. I don't know why I trade them. Look where it is now, down at 32.30. When the news came out, went candle under candle, and then it decided to pop all the way back up to the VWAP. So the news didn't push it where I wanted it to go. I find this happening a lot on large caps. I don't know if it's the market makers really screwing with the retail investor, trying to get some cheap shares before they push it lower. I don't know, but I got burned for 5 cents, 2,000 shares, $100. Again, large cap loss. SRPT was my next trade. It was a Benzinga news rumor that came out that SRPT was going to be bought out in the 70 to 75 range. I mean, there's so many red flags in this news, but regardless, it's going to move a stock, even if it's a rumor, and especially if it's a big name like SRPT, which definitely could get bought out. The company had a drug that was passed by the FDA, and this is definitely a buyout target stock. So I like the chart on the daily, especially going into this. I tried to get 2,000 shares right here as soon as I heard the news, and I didn't get filled because apparently the stock you have to have a crazy amount. The multiple is crazy. I don't know, but it wouldn't let me take 2,000. So by the time I clicked 1,000, it's already started moving, and I got filled at $30.07 inside this candle here. It's already popped up 60, 70 cents since I got in. So I didn't really want to hold this and see what happens because it could it's vague chatter. Usually when it's vague chatter, it's somebody making up a story so they can get a pop or a drop in a stock so they can unload some shares. That's exactly what happened here. The rumor was they dropped out of a conference and there's a buyout offer in the 70 to 75 range, sent the stock screaming higher. I took my win, 100, what is this? 10, 15, 16 cents, 1,000 shares. That's my win in there. I scalped it. And it turned out to be false news. They didn't cancel out of a conference. The real news started coming out. They didn't cancel out of a conference. Adam F. started tweeting like, this is complete garbage. It's just rumors, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see, when the real truth started to come out, the stock came all the way back down to the levels that it was at before the fake news came out. So that's where I'm at right now, 440 on the day. I like right now, I know I got burned on it multiple times today, but I like BNTC. Look at this stock, right? And of course, as I'm doing this video, we break the top half. But look at this trend, okay? Look at this trend. It's a wedge forming, right? Staying range bound inside these highs and these lows. The lows are getting higher and the highs are getting lower. It's creating a wedge. At some point, it's going to have to break out. And that's kind of what it's doing here. BNTC had every opportunity on the day to just fall apart. But for some reason, it keeps ticking higher. So I think this stock, and I put that in StockTwits like 3 hours ago, I think this might go high of day at some point today. I'm going to watch it. I might try to load up some on the VWAP here as it comes back down around 320. Try to get in now because I think that shorts are going to have to cover going into the close because we are holding some pretty high levels here and it's just not falling apart. So keep BNTC on your radar. As always, link for the chat rooms. I use 2 of them, Warrior Trading and Jason Bond. Both of those are in the description down below, as well as a link to the news source I use, Benzinga. If you use the coupon code StockJock at checkout, say that 10 times fast, you'll get 30% off whatever order you do. Again, if you have any questions, you can find me on Google Hangouts. Some people text me today on there. I'm there to answer any questions you might have on stocks, on charts, on my trading style, and I'm there to help. I'm happy to help. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.